you ready for the second episode of the Papi podcast here all the way in Barcelona, sending you love and light through your ear, through your eyes, maybe even through your nose if you can smell us as we share the experiences. But we're here for you, by you. We're here to share the love. You guys ready?
Ready.
Let's get it.
All right. So on the first episode, we actually covered some of our origins. We spoke a bit about how it all started, about programming, about cycles, and being able to break free from the cycle of being stuck. Because we kind of identify that stuck is not just a location you're at, but it's a cycle you're currently stuck in, and how you can break free from that. So on this second episode, we're just gonna expand a bit more on the topic of becoming your best self, of embodying new identities, and how we became the characters that we are today, playing this game we call life.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, because at the end of the first episode, we talked about the game, that everything is a game. Flo also talks about the spirituality. He said that we are a player and that we have also we are a spiritual being here playing the game, so we can maybe extrapolate on this. But I hope that you enjoy the first episode. It was really amazing to talk.
It's amazing.
To start about this, because it's the basics. It's like the basic for starting to grow. It's important to be aware of your cycle. This is what we talked.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Do you think we should just introduce ourselves first? Like who we are, how did we end up in Barcelona? Like each the story?
definitely.
I think it's interesting.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think we should even keep this in. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so my name is Tom Lashkar. I'm from France, but I'm also Spanish now. I have double nationality. I've been living in Barcelona for 7 years. I moved here with my parents 7 years ago after high school. And I studied I didn't know what I wanted to do in my life. I studied business, etc. But I started making my own projects when I was 18, 19, some e-commerce stores, some things online. And I started to really get passionate about marketing, about ads. And also from this, I started to understand the world, because marketing is really about psychology. It's about human psychology. And I started to understand about how the world is working.
Mm-hmm.
And then from this, I discovered meditation, like many other subjects. And it's a subject that we can share today. So that's mostly my story. Much more, of course, to say, but to make it short, that's basically my short story.
What is your guilty pleasure, Tom?
Good one. Yeah, I love cheese. I really love cheese. I love cheese.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I also
Um,
love cheese. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a good one, man.
I wanted to say something not so sexual, yeah.
Cheese. Yeah, he didn't say what type of cheese, so we can still expand on that. But that's beautiful. Important is as well is that we are, even though we are all these gurus in life, maybe that's the right word to say. I'm not sure. We also want to keep this, with a sense of humor, with lightness, because again, it's not all too deeply serious, because it's good to make mistakes, it's good to say something wrong, it's good to be yourself, because we are not just light, but we're also the darkness, we are above and below, and it's good to embrace that, because sometimes by only trying to be perfect and be afraid of saying some bad words, or of sharing about sex, or your desires, like we become so stuck in our minds that we forget that we're human and we were having a human experience. Like Flo said, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And me, for a long part of my life, I had a very human experience. I was as human as you can be, and not really connecting to this higher self that we're going to touch upon later, right? So my name is Nevin, a very a big pleasure to meet you. I was born in the tiny island of Aruba in 1993. 17th of August. Actually, that's going to be around next month. It's going to be my 30th birthday. Oh my God. So I'm currently 29. And the beautiful thing is that living on this crazy little tiny island of Aruba has been a dream. I got born in a place where there's flamingos walking around on the beaches, very beautiful white beaches. Grew up in this very tropical, warm environment. And I think the biggest shift that I went through is that I went through somehow of a fairly dark or depressing period during my teenage years, 22, 23. And right in this period, I had the opportunity to move to the Netherlands as well. So, of course, I will definitely go deeper into my story. But I believe this shift or this jump across the Atlantic was the catalyst, the spark that started a journey of 1,000,000 miles, and it's a journey of self-discovery, of healing, and it's been a really big game changer for me being able to do all of this, but also being able now to speak and inspire people in the Caribbean. So all the friends and family from Aruba watching this, I got your back, and yeah, we're doing this together. So yeah, meeting Tom, meeting Flo, meeting all these European people. Oh my God, I'm from the other side of the world. Has been really life transforming, because I realized that even though they might have different skin and speak a different language and eat different food, at the end of the day, baby, even though I'm from Aruba and Tom's from France and Flo's from Hungary originally, we are all one love. We are all one love, just trapped in very different packages. And yeah, you have the ability to also to represent your package differently as well, even though you are this one specific love, right? So, and Nevin from Aruba, pleasure to meet you. I will pass the mic to Mr. Flo to introduce himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how, as you said it, we are from all over the world, like
Yeah.
Aruba, France, and Hungary, and we met here in Barcelona, right? Through, well, groups, different type of groups, but anyways, we became really close, really quick, right? I remember the first few weeks when I arrived here in Barcelona, we already talked about the deepest, darkest stuff ever, right? And I felt something, I don't know, something very special, right? But yeah, my name is Flourish, and I'm from Hungary originally, and I was also pretty much my whole life just a human, not really connected with my true whatever higher self, and just pretty much lost for, I would say, like 24 years. And when I moved again, for me also it was a move, the biggest shift in my life. I moved from Hungary to Austria, and I started opening up, started meeting new people, also different cultures, and yeah, just other nationalities, right? And I also did a mentoring. It's like a lot of shadow work, a lot of just work on myself, my questioning my beliefs and my conditioning, and just going really deep. And this was the first time in my life I realized, oh fuck, there is so much more behind me, this human experience, right? And yeah, that's also why I also got into filmmaking. I'm a filmmaker, and also that's the reason what helped me to break out of my comfort zone. And I was also really depressed when I was living in Austria. And I don't know, my intuition was telling me to move to Barcelona, and that's when I really opened up. And I met so many amazing people. I started connecting on a deeper level, and I never really had deep, meaningful friendships. And yeah, arriving here, I pretty much the first week I met you guys, and yeah, from there I don't know, I grew so much spiritually. And yeah, that was my story when it comes to getting into personal development, spirituality, and the book club. We'll talk about the book club later. It just opened my eyes in so many ways, and that was the moment when I realized I'm not just a human. There's so much behind it.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yeah.
It's a bit the question I wanted to ask you guys. Is like, oh, when or how did you discover you're more than a human? Like, because we are of course human. We have our bodies, we have our skin, but also we are much more than this. We are really intelligent beings. We can really connect with other people in different ways, not only physically, but also emotionally, spiritually. We can also connect with other people energetically also. And yeah, for me, when I discovered this, is like I was in a dark place, I would say, in my life. I was a bit depressed. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was not in the right conditions. And then I saw the light. Then I don't know. No, then I started also to work on myself, to watch some videos on YouTube for about business, etc. But I went through a book. It's called The Power of Now from Eckhart Tolle. Very famous, one of the most famous book about this topic. And I understood that everything is about the now, and the past and the future doesn't exist. And I started also like learning about meditation. And then I understood that I'm much more than my body. I'm much more because I could observe. I was like the observer of my experience, of my body, of my breath, on everything that is happening inside. By meditating, I was about like to observe it. So I understood that I was much more than the flesh. I understood I was the observer of this. And that's how I discovered a bit myself, by this book, by experiences.
Yeah, it's crazy how you mentioned this book, because that was also my first book I ever read. I think the last book I read, I was like 24 at university, and then when I was 29, I went through a really, well, my first breakup, and it just destroyed me pretty much. And I got this book, right? And then I don't know, I read it. I read it like 4 times in 3 weeks, and I just started realizing things like, about my how my mind works and how I can get trapped in the past or worry about the future and just miss the present moment, right? And then I started like questioning everything I did,
Wow.
and yeah, just the present, how powerful the present, staying present is, because that is what really like what life is about, right? How present can you be or get? And so yeah, that was for me. This breakup was the first thing, and then the book, and then I started getting into more deeper in personal development and spirituality.
That's beautiful. It's funny that um, my journey, more than I say the journey up to the light, the journey down to the darkness also started with a breakup, actually.
Yeah,
My
always.
very first love, my very first breakup, I think it was like since I was 16, it was maybe like around 4 years. And I created like all my safety or who I was related to this relationship. And when this broke down, it's like a part of me broke down, or at least like I created this very unhealthy connections with this relationship, this person, and how much it is part of me. And when this kind of broke down and family was involved, it was really incredible. Like I know this word destroy is very strong, but it destroyed me, man. It destroyed
Literally.
me, broke me down into pieces, and I was able to somehow piece back together a stronger version of myself. So I love that they shared that both of them had a book.
Yeah.
For me, it was also a book. Very specifically, it was called Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. Yesterday's book came up again in the book club. But very specifically, this book was given to me by an uncle and an aunt I have living in the Netherlands. And they kind of understood that I was on this journey of healing, as I shared a lot of pain that I was carrying for my mom, around my mom and my dad, these topics of the relationship that they have and they have with me. And I remember very specifically the moment that Tom asked this question, I immediately like was transported to this exact moment. I was sitting in a bus in the Netherlands. So I'm sitting in a bus in the Netherlands here, and I'm starting to read this book, and here I'm at chapter 2 or 3 or something. And I read this one line, and I think it was about the divinity or like the separation of the Holy Trinity, So like in the Catholic world or in church, you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And it was at this exact moment that I read like how the book explained it, and it explained the Father as the mind, the Son as me, the body here on earth, and then the Holy Spirit as this divine energy that is driving me in a way. So instead of it explaining that I'm just this monkey on this earth, I'm just this human that like by chance like evolution, and I became this intelligent monkey, and then there is this God that is watching me and telling me, hey, you're a bad monkey, here, punishing me, throwing me into fire, or giving me pleasure. Which it was like not that at all. The book explained to me that you are a part of divinity, that I am in essence carrying part of God within me. I'm connected to the God mind, to the thinking of the universe, earth, but I'm also this child of God. So they say that Jesus was the Son of God. Well, guess what? I'm also the Son of God, and as is Tom, as is Flo, we're all here as creations of God. And I believe that what happened, and I will not go too deep into this, but for me, the biggest disconnection I had of being human or being a spiritual being or whatever is that in Aruba, we are taught, the church, the Catholic church, again, teaches you that you are separate, that you are a sinner, you're here on earth, you're doing bad things, and God is watching you and saying, hey, bad guy, oh, you're doing do that. So it's a fear-based religion, how we are taught. I was brought up to think that God, I need to fear God, and God is gonna kick my ass if I don't behave and I don't do these things. And that is so wrong. It is not that. People from Aruba, from wherever you might be, listening to this is not true. It's a lie. It's a misconception. I will not call it a lie. It's a misconception that pulls you farther away from the real God that lives within your heart. Yeah, because it's called love. God is love. Yes, I will go deeper into it. But this connection, or this like disconnection from this false belief, and then me realizing, whoa, God lives inside of me. And if God is love, that means that inside of me lives love. And that means that all of my actions, good or bad, is somehow connected to love. And I am love. So if I am love, What is there to fear? What challenges is there? What can love not overcome? And this subtle shift, it's a two lines that I wrote in a book, was the biggest awakening moment that I ever had, and really gave me all the peace and love that I was seeking for years. And yeah, thank you for evoking
you.
that, Tom.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful book. It's also one of my favorite books.
Never read it though. I need to read it.
I read it
Yeah.
a bit later, like more like maybe like last year, I think. Not
Yeah.
not at the beginning of the journey, but still really impactful. And yeah, I love what you say that yeah, man, we are God and we have the love inside, and we are here to spread it also. To like as a bit that we talked at the beginning in the first episode, we say that people like to point you like you're like this or you're like this.
Yeah.
And as you say, no, when you're born, you know already who you are. But in a way, you kind of forget. It's like during your childhood, you forget who you are. And the purpose of life is to remember who you are.
Beautiful.
And like being, yeah, then awakening is like when you remember who you are. It's like a matrix. It's like the matrix. It's like the movie. It's like you
Yeah.
remember who you are. You get disconnected from.
Neo, this movie is.
Yeah.
Come on.
You like get disconnected, and then you
Yeah.
remember who you are. And then when you remember who you are, then you understand that you're here also, not to discover, because you know who you are already. You are the universe, you're love, but you are here to create, because love is creation. Love's create. With love, you can have babies, you can reproduce, you can make evolution. Everything is related to love. Like even the trees, the plants, it's love, because
Yeah.
it's a creation. So you're here, not to discover who you are. This is like the first part is like maybe the awakening. You like try to understand who you are, and then when you remember, then the next step is like you're here to create. You're here to create things based on love also.
Yeah, it's very deep, very deep. I think also there's the proof, that we are love is whenever a baby is born. You look at the baby,
Yeah.
it's pure love. There's
Yeah.
nothing else to it. It's just you look at the baby and you're like, wow, And yeah, of course, over time we get conditioned and we get fucked. but yeah, that's the journey, right? How to unfuck yourself. There's also the book. I never read it, but I probably should. And yeah, that's just the proof.
Yeah, beautiful that Flo mentions baby. Yesterday I had a magical experience. I was in the train, going from like a beach, coming back to the city center in Barcelona, and there were these two twins. And they were two blonde twins. Maybe they were around 2 or 3 years old. They were two little boys, and they were so beautiful. They were so pure and innocent. And there was another baby in the train, and these two twins, both with their heads looking identical, was looking at this other baby, playing with its hair. And at this moment, I just saw so much love in this moment. And I saw everybody in the train was looking at them, and they all smiled. Like, it was impossible for me not to smile looking at these cute little babies. And then just thinking that in just a couple of years, they're going to go to school, they're going to get told all of these lies about themselves, they're going to be brainwashed to believe that they're not this cute, beautiful, loving child. And this is literally, I think, here more than anything, the essence of this podcast. Again, the name is not fully like decided upon yet. We it's like tentative, the Papi podcast. And I want to kind of touch on this topic as well, where honestly, even though Flo is another male, no, we are Papis, no. Tom is another male. He's a masculine figure. It doesn't mean that we are in competition of any sort. Quite the contrary. I look at these guys and I see my brothers. I see people that I would pour my love into every day because I know I will receive it back. But I also know that just we are all growing as one and growing together. So here I wanted to also say that for a very long time in my life, I used to love getting called Papi, no, Papi. And this is how it started, because I started to call them Papis. But I want to also here redefine the word Papi, because maybe Papi in Latin America, or maybe you see it like in a sexual sense. Hey, Papi, oh, hey. But it's not the only way. No, Papi, honestly, or very similar to Papa, no, as a man. And of course, girls, please, it's the same thing, mommy or whatever you want to say. But we are here to take care. We are here to give. We are givers. We are here to create a safe space where people can come together and feel safe. We are providers. We're here to provide information, but also to provide services, to provide food, water for people that don't have that. And we are here to take care of one another and not to rob and not to just drain one another. And I believe more than anything, this is the biggest mindset shift that you can have that will change your life, is that you're not just here to take care of yourself, but you're actually here to take care of the others. Let that sink in for a moment. And I'm not really telling you, okay, you need to take care of your mom and your dad for your whole life. That's the only thing you're here to do. But the moment that you make this shift, that you are here on earth to help others feel happy, this is where you find your happiness. This is where I found my happiness. It's kind of counterintuitive. It's like, oh my God, I have to make them happy to be happy? The freak? Why would I do that? But believe me, the moment you start caring about the people in your circle, seeing the love that they are, and this is how this whole rant started, is that I realized not long time ago that I'm still the cute little Nevin. I'm still the cute little innocent Nevin, the 5-year-old little that likes to play, that's curious, that's shy. Well, maybe I'm not that shy anymore. But I'm still this pure essence, innocent Nevin that has all the opportunities in the world to do anything. If I want to be a fireman, if I want to be an astronaut, it's still all possible, baby. And all you guys that told me there was not, I don't care what you said. I don't believe you because I know who I am. Or at least I'm on the journey of discovering who I am. And it's the same for everybody watching this. You are still the pure essence, innocent, same as these two twins that I saw. Why I was able to saw their cuteness and their love is because it lives within me. And why, when you see a baby, you like feel this fuzziness inside you? You know why? Because it lives inside you. The same cute and fuzziness that lives inside of the baby is what you see and recognize inside of yourself. So don't be afraid to be cute and cuddly and good. Because you don't have to be this old, angry adult. This is like a crazy identity. It's not true. Just really be you. Be the pure version of yourself. And yeah, so much inspiration. My God.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So cool. Really beautiful. You said a lot of things, so I'm also like trying to remember what you said.
Process it.
But it's insane because yeah, you stay human, and also you're like also spiritual being, but you stay also this cuteness, this innocent person. And sometimes, no, we are being like taught or educated to be very serious, to like to go to the job with like a suit and to be like super serious, but we are here to play. We are here to play the game, to play a game of life. Yes, and yeah, as we talked, it's like you are the player and you create the rules. There are some common rules because it's like we have also some common rules.
Yes.
And it's also important, but you have the ability to change the rules and to impact these rules. You know, the most influential people in the world, like the one that have the most money or the one that come from very influential family, they had the power to influence the rules. I don't say it's good or bad, but it's the reality. It's by leveling up, by going to leveling yourself, to getting more influence, more money, etc. You have the power to influence the rules of the game. But you create first, but you still have also the freedom to create your own rules. But then you can kind of like help the others, as you said, to also give them these rules, to give them opportunities to level up. Because you have some countries, for example, here in Spain or in France, the rules of the game, no, people fight it a lot. They fought a lot to make the rules that people can go to school. But you have some countries that there are some children that cannot go to school. They are born and they become farmers and workers, and they don't have access to education. It's like by fighting, by leveling up your game, you're able to influence the rules of the game, to help the others. And I think we have to remember that we have this power, this responsibility to grow. And if we really want to make a change, you have to go up there and make it happen, like to influence in a certain way.
Yeah. I think also the proof is that, we met like 2 years ago, and the amount we grew, and it's because we were pushing each other, right? Like if I haven't met you guys, I wouldn't be here right now, right? My mindset wouldn't be the same as right now. So that's just the proof that whenever you have those people around you who actually care about you and want you to grow, like genuinely want you to grow, you will just push each other and you will grow together. And that's the idea. That's why we are social creatures. That's why we survived humans. even thousands of years ago, we survived because we were in groups. Like if you were pushed out, rejected, then you died pretty much. And so that's the idea, to stay together and help each other and offer value, and yeah, just offer whatever we want, whatever we value to others.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But also, like, no, Nevin, you said that also it's about helping people, and for sure it's about serving and giving to the others. But also you have to think about yourself first. You have to kind of save yourself first to be able to save the others. Because sometimes it can be very sad, guys, I'm sorry, or girls watching, but sometimes you want to help someone, sometimes you really want to help someone, but they don't want to change, or they are not listening because they are in their own bubble, in their own life. And the only way, I think, not the only way, but one of the most effective way, I think, to help people change is to change yourself, to transform yourself, and to show them the person you have become. And then they will say, oh my God, you have become so great, I want to be like you. And it's because it's like a superhero.
100%.
It's like the same as when you watch Superman, Spider-Man.
Beautiful.
It's like, like when you're a kid, you say, Dad, I want to be Spider-Man.
Yes.
And it's because you have the role model. So to be able to change other people, you have to become a role model for people.
Yeah.
So then they look up to you and they say, God, I want to be like Tom. I want to be Elon Musk. You know, like kids, they say, I want to be Messi. I want to be Ronaldo. It's because these figures, they are role models for the society.
Yeah.
And this is where you can help make a big influence.
Beautiful, man. Well said. I really love how you put it, Tom. It's so beautiful. And Flow as well, how you guys connect this together. You know, it's a beautiful journey. Getting to know why you're here. You know, we made a joke about Jay Shetty at the beginning. But I wanna also talk that something about purpose is also important, right? So all of us here, I believe that me, Tom, and Flo, for some magical reason, our purpose is aligned to a certain extent that we decided to make this video. We decided to make this audio, this podcast, for example. It's just one part of tapping into the purpose. And I believe that the beauty of it is as well being able to live out your purpose together with other people. So what Tom said is very powerful, and I love that he made this distinguishment that even though in essence we are put on earth to serve, okay? So listen to me. Let me finish speaking. We are servants of God. Very, very powerful word, servant. It's like almost sounds like a slave, no? But I consider myself to be a servant of God. I'm here to do God's work because God is metaphysical. He is energy, and He works through me. So I can like pick up this pillow and throw it in the name of God, and I move and I build a castle, and it's like the energy of God there. Or I can use my words as I am now channeling my brain, channeling my energy through this mic, going into your ear and shifting and changing things because I believe that God wants me to be doing this as well. And please switch out God with universe. You can call it Allah, Buddha, whatever.
Life.
Yeah, or life, whatever. I'm saying God because it's just a very powerful word, no? God. But in essence, in order for you to accept this energy that lives within you, you have to really first accept yourself. So what Tom said is so powerful. Is that you cannot save people if you haven't saved yourself first. And sometimes what I mean by serving people, let's say sometimes you don't even have to literally physically or emotionally or even mentally serve anybody. Just you choosing to read a book, you choosing to go to the gym, you choosing to be your best version ever, loving yourself is already serving all of the rest, because they see what you're doing and they say, whoa, I can also do that. So you just taking care of yourself already, you're acting as an inspiration and serving your whole family or anybody. And it's beautiful how you said this, Tom, because for me, in my journey, I have always wanted to change my mom, very specifically. My dad as well, now more than my dad a lot, but I wanted to change my mom. And I've tried to change it front on through offense, through war, through like, you're this, you're that, change. And I wasted hours and years of my life trying to do this, where these last few years, I focused on changing myself. And last time I went to Aruba, my mom told me some of the most beautiful words I've ever seen, I've ever heard. And she literally said, Nevin, you know, I prayed and I thanked God because God sent me a son that was able to work on himself and give me the opportunity for me to release my pain, to listen to me, to release my trauma. So now, thanks to you, I'm able to heal. And this for me was life game changing, guys, because I was trying to change my mom but I had to just change myself and change the lens that I used to look at my mom. And this is the power. Again, it's all within. It's like, did my mom really change? Maybe she did, yeah, but I changed the way I see my mom. And now I see love. I see this woman that worked so hard to give me what I had everything I wanted growing up. And first, my lens didn't see that. My lens only wanted to see negativity, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, change this internal lens as well that you see. Because maybe I see Tom and Flo, and I see these two big scary guys, or I can see them and see the most beautiful loving people on earth, and it's just really your lens, and you have the ability to switch this lens, right? Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. And also, like, about the role model I was talking about, it's a
Yeah.
bit about what you said about the Papi, about this
Yeah.
this identity that we like share together. It's like, it's not, as you say, it's not about sexual way, or it's not about like a joke. It's like really important. Like, this is like a role model. You're here to empower. Papi is like maybe mostly for men, I would say. Like, maybe it's like identity for men. That we are here also to empower men, also to be this Papi, to be this role model for their family, for their loved ones, for the people around them, their friends, to show that you're here to provide, to give, to put safe. You said it beautifully. I will not
Yeah.
repeat again, but
No, beautiful.
it's like being a role model about others. For me, it was, I don't know, it's what makes me fulfilled and feeling proud of myself. Like, if I am a role model for someone, I'm a mentor. Imagine I'm helping people, and that is what we do. We maybe can go into this topic. We, with Nevin and also with Flo, is how we met. We organize events here in Barcelona about personal growth, spirituality, and people see us as mentors. They see us as a, I will not say guru, but they see us as a role model in a certain way.
Yeah.
They are got inspired by us, and this is the most amazing and beautiful fulfillment. It's like to be able to be this role model. I don't have to. I'm not here to tell them what to do. I'm not here to give them plan or actions. They are all in their own life, but just being me, working on myself, seeing how much I've grown, it's already an inspiration. It's already making a change. And not only me, but you, everyone that comes to this group, they all are working on themselves. And me also seeing someone that comes, and I see this person, it's like, wow, this person also, I want to be like this person. Like, it's also a role model for me. For example, like, we have met a friend called Pablo. Oh, I really love Pablo too. I also want to some things about him I want to get. And I have something from you, Flo. I want also to get. You're also my role model. You're also my
Yeah.
inspiration.
Beautiful.
Same applies to you.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's the beauty of. I mean, okay, of course we can say the book club or any event we organize, but whenever I listen to you guys, I'm like, wow. You know, whenever we have these conversations, I'm like, wow, I can learn so much from you, and that's the idea of the podcast, right? To spread and to share whatever we learned. You know, because when I read a book, I choose myself. And then I learn something from myself, and then I share it, and then I'm the role model. I become a role model for others, and it's beautiful because also a few days ago I got a message from a friend, and I started a YouTube channel a few weeks ago, and he was telling me how, wow, Flo, you're motivating me so much because I want to start too, and the topics you talk about is huge, and the difference you make is just, it's crazy, and I'm like, wow. So this is the first message I received when it comes to my podcast, and I realized, holy shit, I'm actually, inspiring other people. And of course, it's on YouTube, like the whole world can see. So the potential is there, right? And yeah, that's the idea also of the podcast. Like, maybe some people, some of you guys will listen to this and you will be like...
and girls,
sorry. You will listen to this and you're like, holy shit.
But I would like to go a bit deeper about the role model stuff. It's like how also society is made, and how, let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say I look at Elon Musk as a role model, but why do I look at him as a role model? Because maybe he's the richest man in the world. So money is like also a way to, it's like a tool, or it's like a value indicator, no? Like, if someone with more money, maybe I will see him more as a role model, or not above me, but I would say I will see him as a more inspiration, right? And then there are also other traits, right? Also, if he has a nice body, if he's like working out, if he's also having a mission, if he has a purpose, if he's like making the world change. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think there are different like value indicators
Comes down
for
to
role
your
models, right? Like, I don't know, me, I really loved Spider-Man when I was a kid, but why? It's because I get identified by the story also. and because he was funny, like Spider-Man, he makes
Yeah.
jokes. He's like not so big as Superman, so maybe I also like for me I also identify like with
You
him.
can definitely.
So
I can see
what
a
do you
bit of
think?
connection with you and the persona of Peter Parker as well.
Yeah.
How they were, in first instance, maybe perceived as a nerd,
Mhm.
but when
Yeah.
you put your
Your
suit
suit,
on,
yeah.
and then you're a superhero, and I can. It's very interesting how. So maybe I'll go a bit like scientific or deep in this, but like even in Disney, all of the princesses, all of the stories, they have all these archetypes. And basically, each story has multiple archetypes that somebody would resonate with. So maybe you watch a Disney movie and you really feel connected to the princess, but your sister or your brother watches it and he feels connected to the villain, for example. And it's not good or bad, but these different type of archetypes of human beings. No, you have like the wise man, you have the Joker, the party. So there's different types of archetypes. But what is powerful about the role model is you have a lot of positive role models. But as Tom was talking about, is I also got sparked about something that's very touchy topic. It's about the negative role models as well, and there are this the same as you can look at. For example, okay, negative is a very interesting word, and I now realize the power of being on camera, being recorded. Every single word I use will be used against me in the court of law. Okay, but I will mention some other type of role models. So, for example, for me, for a year or two, I was very into Bad Bunny. Okay, Benito, Bad Bunny. He's like a rapper, a reggaeton rapper, and he has a very strong image in how he does. So, he's like wearing these cool dangly earrings, and he's like, "I'm the Bad Bunny." It's like almost like a fuck the world identity. Like, hey, I'm the bad bunny. I'll dance. I'll get all the girls. I'll get the girls on the yacht. And I used to really identify with this. And it gave me some form of strength. I don't know how, but it did give me some form of strength. But it was not really the role model that was going to take me to where I need to go. So I want to also touch upon this topic. Aside of role models, I believe right now there's a lot of young kids that are looking up to the wrong role model. Yes, I really believe that there's a lot of young kids looking up to wrong is again a crazy word, but to role models that are not necessarily pushing out the values, the identities that we should have as men. I'll especially talk about men because we're the papis, right? But like chasing women, for example, Bad Bunny in his world, he has 20 girlfriends. And I used to want 20 girlfriends because I thought that's the way. Now I want only 10. It's not 20 anymore. No, I'm just joking. It's not 10. But it's a
Progress.
thing. It's a progress. But it's something that like we take on these values, these identities of this exterior role model, and not always it's really like the right values that are gonna align us with our soul and really get the best out of us. And to even touch on a deeper topic and then pass the mic so they can continue with it. Guess what? Now the role models that are coming more and more up in films, in movie, they are all dressed. They're men dressed as women. They're trans role models, like new more than ever in movies. This is coming up. There's a very big, strong, especially in Barcelona, LGBTQ culture, where I have all the respect on the earth for gay or lesbian, whatever. But it's very, very powerful or very dangerous, I would say, putting up also role models of these exterior forces or these. Again, I'll say even abnormal way of being because I don't say you're abnormal or whatever if you're gay. I'm not saying that. But God or whatever, there are men and women. There's two genders on earth. There's not a third gender. It doesn't exist. There's two genders. And you can balance in between these. And it's a very deep topic, guys. Please open your heart to this. And what happens is by putting these other genders that are not really universal genders up there as role models, your kids or the kids nowadays, they're gonna be looking at the trans guy as a role model, or as Bad Bunny, or as these like other trap artists that are cooking crack and whipping the like what are we putting into the brain of the kids? And this is what I'm wondering. And then you judge men for being toxic masculinity or for not being man enough. So there's a lot of things happening on the earth right now where I feel that identity is very important. And there is an identity crisis going on. And I believe that with this podcast, we want to open up the topic. Again, I'm not pro or against anything. I'm just pro open discussion. I'm pro access to information. And this is why we're doing this and want to get you thinking as well. But yeah, what are your guys' take on role models? And how do you choose the right role models? Like, should people choose us as role models?
Well, I think it's conditioning, right? Like what you said. Let's say we have these role models, and then kids see these role models, and they start thinking whatever they want to think. But it's important to be able to question whatever people put in front of you, right? Of course, if you're a kid, you're not going to question it. Like over time, of course, when you start creating this identity, or if you are able to question these things, because a lot of people can't. Like I think I started questioning things when I was 26, so pretty late. I was pretty late to the date, right? And I think that's the key, to keep an open mind, like you said it, keep an open mind and open heart, and be able to question whatever is right for you, for yourself.
So I will say mostly for the role model, you have to understand who you want to become. So let's say, as you gave the example about Bad Bunny, let's say I want to become, sorry Bad Bunny if you're watching this, beautiful, but let's say you want to become, let's say you want to become a fuckboy, or this identity of a fuckboy. Let's say this is who you really want to be.
Perfect.
Let's say I want to be a fuckboy. So I will look up to a role model, for example, Bad Bunny or other people out there that are an identity related to fuckboy, right?
Yeah.
But let's say I want to become now a visionary. I want to change the industry in technology. Maybe I will look up more to Elon Musk or to Steve Jobs. Maybe this is like maybe my role model. And in both cases, it's not good or wrong. In both cases, it's just because it's aligned with who you want to become. And so the first step is to first understand who do I want to become, and then who can I model? Because then going on your own, trying to figure out who you are, who you want to become, is becoming like a bit more difficult. But if you have a mentor, or if you have a role model that you can copy or like learn from him, you don't have to be. No, I'm not taking advice from Elon Musk. He's not calling me yet on my phone, but I have friends and I have people that also that maybe are my mentors. Like, for example, Nevin is like one of my mentors. Even we are good friends, and you flow too. And these role models, they also aligned with who I want to become.
Yeah.
So I would say that to choose your role model is not like, it's not bad or good. There's not only bad or good, but it's about who you want to become. And this is, I think, it's very interesting to. But first, it's introspection about yourself, who I want to be, and then I look up at a role model to copy or to be inspired.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes who you want to become, you don't know who you want to become, and you get influenced by other role models to make you think that I want to become like this. So this is also the tricky part.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
the
it's
tricky
really
part.
interesting because of Spider-Man also, right? Like you said it, like you identify or you resonate with the character. So there's a reason why you do that, right? Maybe you love Spider-Man, and then maybe some other person, your best friend, likes the Goblin, And then there is like to understand what aspect of this personality, character do you like and why, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I love it, man.
But look, it's really interesting. Also, we talked about Dragon Ball Z a bit before,
yeah.
and I love Dragon Ball Z. I watched it
I love it.
many times. I really love animes in general. And me, I was really related to a character. It's called Gohan. It's like the son of Son Goku. Well,
My favorite.
And it's my favorite too. And because when I watched it, I was a kid, and Gohan in the movie, in the series, he was a kid. So I was like correct. I was aligned with him, and also he was studying. So he was like kind of really into my energy, into my world. And then then there is this moment when he fights against Cell, and it
my God, dude, getting goosebumps.
It becomes the super Saiyan 2, and destroys, but like he's so good. And this is my favorite moment of the anime because it's connected to me. It's like it makes a connection with me also.
Wow.
And this, for example, this anime, it inspired me a lot to become a better person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it's an anime, it's a story. It doesn't have to be real. Even by watching videos, by watching like movies and stuff, it helps us to be inspired. But it's true what you say now. There are many movies now. I don't say all of them, but most of the new movies or the new content that is being created, I don't feel really inspired by them. This personally. Personally, I don't really feel inspired by the role models that they are there. They are more like people that are here to make jokes, and sometimes you have some movies that are super humoristic. But for me, the new Marvels, it's not really my thing. For me, I love Spider-Man, but for me, the latest Spider-Man was not my thing because it was too much into the humor, and I really like when it was danger, like a lot of big stakes, because I felt more connected to me. This is my point of view, but
Yeah. I think also
And
Dragon
it's
Ball is life, you know, because like every single time there's a new villain, they get stronger.
Yeah.
You know, and then the good guys, they also, you know, have these new shapes and forms, and they evolve and get stronger, and they beat the bad guys. So it's like growing. It's like it's life. You have a challenge, and then you grow, and then you defeat this challenge or whatever it is, and that's life. You know.
Yeah. No, but it's powerful, the role model topic, because I think it's really influencing a lot of people and us also.
Yeah.
We always look up for a role model, and everyone has a role model. Even I'm sure Elon Musk has a role model.
Sure.
For like 1000%.
The aliens is Elon Musk has the aliens. The Anunnaki is the role model of Elon Musk. But I love this topic so much because I am now currently doing a NLP formation course. So I'm training to be an NLP practitioner. And NLP is a type of system that they use to reprogram human minds. Okay, so NLP is called neuro-linguistic programming, and it has to do with sounds, with what you hear, what you feel, what you touch, and it's like how I can communicate to somebody in such an immersive way that whatever I teach them really gets to them. So it's a powerful thing. But NLP was developed with one goal in mind. Do you guys know the goal?
No, I don't know. I don't know this. Yeah.
So NLP was created to model excellence, right? So what I mean by this is like using this NLP, I am able to model somebody with high levels of success. I'm able to model their behavior, their habits, the way they speak, the actions they take, what they do, and I'm able to model the success. So model is kind of a different way for copy in a way. And the powerful thing is, as human beings, we are social beings and we learn by copying. You copy your mom and your dad, what they say and they do. You learn. It's kind of like a parrot, you know. They say ha, 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 and then you repeat. And we human beings, we are always making copies. And the copies you choose or the people you choose to copy is very, very significant to the copy you become or the person you become. So for example, again, if I want to be a fuckboy, great identity, because it's an identity that guys are always like stamped with. If I want to be a fuckboy and I see this reggaeton guy that's on a yacht with 20 girls and they're all gorgeous and I see that they're all like wants him, and I'm like, hey, but this is kind of aligns with what I do, Bad Bunny. Okay, so if he's doing it, I'm gonna listen to do everything he does because I'm gonna model his behavior and it's gonna give me the result. The problem is that now in media, we're creating these fake identities. We're creating these overly successful identities in video clips, but are not true. They don't have all the Lamborghinis and they don't have all these girls. They're not true that they have all of this. But I see it and I believe with my human mind that this is true. So I'm going to model the behavior. But the same danger that there is for the kids now, I want to switch it over into the biggest opportunity that you have. Like Tom said, if you know who you want to become, you can start Googling online of who are the 10 top people on earth at this moment or that have died and passed away already that are doing what you want to do. Chances are that your dream, your idea, your mission on earth has already been given to somebody in the past and they've done it very successfully. So again, using the same idea, you can model their behavior. I'm seeing kind of copy with style, and you can model the behavior of people. So very simple example, I am a powerful motivational coach and speaker. So guess who I'm gonna model? Tony Robbins. I'm gonna model Jay Shetty. I'm gonna model Brandon Burchard. I literally follow these guys and I'm looking at their steps. I'm looking at the words they use. I'm using the words they use. I'm modeling excellence. So I'm using NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, to program myself. Even my voice has changed and become deeper because I look a lot at Tony Robbins and the way I speak. I literally, in a year, my voice has gone from being softer to more. And I'm going to be speaking like Tony Robbins in a year because I'm just modeling
look like him.
it. And I'm going to be this big, scary guy and I'm going to scream at people and they're going to love me because people sometimes they need to be screamed at to be remembered of the beauty and the magic that lives inside of them. So model the behavior, but choose. So like let's give people a step-by-step process. No, so choose who. First, figure out who you are. Become aware. Your current situation. Then choose who you want to become, and then look for people that have already done this or are similar to the journey you want to become, and then research them, Google them, figure out what they did, what school did they go to, what did they read, what did they study, what books do they like, what do they like to eat. Model their behavior, and your chances of success will skyrocket. You're just modeling positive, powerful behavior. And don't model artists and movies and all of this, because this is not a real scenario. Model real life success. Don't model movie success, because it's not how it works in the movies. Like it's like all smoke and mirrors. It's not the same. So find people that are really doing things in this 3D world that we live in today, not just movie artists, and model them. There's so many amazing people on this earth right now. Honestly, we're living in 2023 with access to internet. There are some amazing souls, angels on this earth doing magic. And if you can start modeling them, you don't have to model us. You can as well. But believe me, there's so much out there. So much out there.
So yeah, we talked about like the 4 steps or the 3 steps, right? To for the role model. The first one is about finding who you are, or like awakening now about understanding who you are. So we shared a bit also this at the beginning of the podcast, but we can share maybe each other how some tools or some things that we can help also the people how to awaken or how to understand more about who they are. Maybe Flo, you want to
Yeah, sure.
To share a bit?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting topic, because whenever Nevin mentioned that, the first step is that just try to understand who you are, or what you are, and then people are like probably thinking like, oh yeah, how do I do that? Like, I know who I am. I'm Flourish, But that's just something you created. It's like a persona you created over time. We were conditioned. Even if you don't want to be conditioned, you will get conditioned, right? And we have so many beliefs. So understanding where these beliefs comes from and what kind of beliefs you have. So doing this work, doing this shadow work, how they call it. And for me, what helped was, again, reading a lot of personal development books, spirituality books, and meditating, spending time alone. Like, most people are afraid to spend time alone because they don't maybe they don't like themselves. Maybe they don't want to spend time with themselves because they think I'm boring. I need other people to fulfill me or to feel connected or whatever. And for me, it was the biggest thing, like traveling alone, spending time alone, going out to, I don't know, have food alone or to the cinema alone. And I have friends who are like, Flo, how do you do that? It's like, I love spending time on my own. I love spending time with myself, and I don't want to distract myself. I also have so many friends who are like addicted to social media, and the reason why people are addicted to social media because they are trying to hide away from something, from themselves, I guess. But it's distraction, And once I stopped distracting myself, and I was just like really focusing on my thoughts and what was going on in my internal world, I started understanding myself, my thoughts, where they come from, and what kind of thoughts do I have? What do I want to do? What do I want to focus on? What do I value? What my values are? And so yeah, for me, just spending time alone with myself and starting to accept myself on a really deep level and loving myself. And yeah, sometimes I had to be selfish and I lost friends, but at the same time I got to understand and connect with my true self. And this is also my story when it comes to my YouTube channel. I talk about how my one of my biggest values is authenticity, like being authentic, being real. And I wasn't real my whole life. Like for 33 years, pretty much. I'm 34 now. I was hiding. I was ashamed of myself, and I couldn't talk about my biggest traumas, and I was afraid to show myself because of fear of judgment, fear of rejection, whatever it is. And for me, it just, once I opened up, it helped me to release this real self, this authentic self. And since then, I can talk about anything, everything. You know me. I talk a lot about, well, my story and a lot of interesting topics. I remember one time I went to the book club and we were talking, and then we went out after, and I just started talking about my topics, more like men topics. There was this one person who was like, got triggered. Like, why do you talk about this stuff? You shouldn't talk, And I was like, bro, this is me. I talk about everything. you know. And because someone asked me about my story and my opinion, and I shared, and then this guy got triggered. Anyways, so yeah, I think that's how you can connect with your authentic self. Once you truly go deep and you understand yourself, and then just just finding yourself on a deeper level.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Flo. You want to go, Nevin, more?
Yeah, no, beautiful. Wow, I'm listening to Flo, and I feel inspired to share so many points in this becoming self-aware. So I think before I start telling you about the process of becoming self-aware, I would like to introduce or to help you to uncover certain systems that you have already. Now you have them in your body, and they are essential for you becoming self-aware, right? So one of the first systems that you have is something that I like to call it the vibe-o-meter, all right? And it's something that it's kind of a made-up construct, but it works with something called intuition. So there are certain moments in your life where you will be in situations and moments, you will be with certain people doing an activity, whether it be snowboarding or dancing or snorkeling or surfing, whatever you might be doing, that your vibe-o-meter, so if you can imagine it as like a meter, so it goes on one side, same as like in a dashboard of a car. When you go fast, it goes to the one side, or when your gasoline is full, it's on one side and you have the other side. Same it's for pleasure and pain. So we as human beings, we can intuitively know if we like something. So for example, if I go to a salsa and bachata party, I intuitively know that I love it. I love the music, the rhythm, the people, the vibe. I'm super happy in there. But for example, maybe I invite Flo and Tom, and even though maybe they didn't have like the Latin roots growing up, I'm not sure, but I could invite somebody, theoretically speaking, that goes there and is terrified, that they feel is the worst place on earth. They feel all these people sweating and dancing, the rhythm. They're like, oh my God, I hate it. I hate it. Oh, you see, Flo felt touched. So while my vibe-o-meter is going to the bachata party and is like, woo, positive, power, pleasure, amazing, I love it, I love it, love it. Flo goes there and his vibe-o-meter does the opposite and is telling him, Flo, get out of here. You don't like it, get out of here. So this is a first mechanism that we all have as an intuitive thing, and it's literally what you like, what you don't like. Or you can just say it's what gives you pleasure and what gives you fear and stress and anxiety. And we need to be better at reading this and also taking action based off our vibe-o-meter and not just what people say. Maybe I go and I say, Flo, man, it's an amazing party, bachata, bro, girls, go dance, yeah. But Flo knows his vibe-o-meter is telling him, get the fuck out of here, dude, go home. You don't like this, it's stressful, it's draining your energy. And if Flo just listens to me, to my influence telling him, stay, Flo, stay, but his vibe-o-meter or his intuition is telling him this is not the place for you, he might just have the most stressful night of his life, listening to influence of other people and not listening to your intuitive guide. So I want to share with everybody listening here that firstly, most importantly, connect to your intuition. I call this the gut feeling, the inner feeling. It's the voice in your ear, and start listening to it. It's always right. It's always right. I swear it is always right. And if you're not listening to it, it's not taking you to where you are desiring to be. So this is like a big one in the awareness. But again, of course, it's relating to yourself and other people, with your friends. You're going to be in situations, life literally works like that. It's going to put you in situations where you're going to either really like it or you're not going to like it. And by following this pattern, it's like a real deep pattern of following the things that you like, the people that you like, the situations, the activities, the type of business, the type of jobs that you like. By really following what you desire, it's a very powerful thing. But they say that your desire is the language's soul. So the soul speaks to you through desire. The soul shows you, wow, I desire to go talk to this beautiful girl, this handsome guy. And it's your soul telling you that this person has something interesting to give you. Maybe it's not even a relationship. Maybe they're just going to give you some type of feedback. It's going to help your soul's journey to develop. But being able to tap into this mechanism is going to be a real game changer of being more self-aware. So I can tell you millions of things, but I'll just leave you with this one thing. It's the vibe-o-meter. So you can even like, hold your hand up like this, and I say there's one side, the other side. So next time you're in a party gathering situation, you're at work, and you're feeling like you feel anxious or stressed, try to listen to what the vibometer is telling you, because maybe it's telling you you need to quit your job. It's telling you you need to get new friends. It's telling you the most important intuitions that are coming in. It's like it's sending you this information, but you're not listening. And that's the problem. That's why you might feel lost or not aware, because you know what to do. As I said at the beginning, we are born with all the info we need to know who we are. We know who we are. But by listening to other people and not listening to the intuitive guide, intuitive flashes of light, there's like a giant green arrow telling you, go right, go right, go right, go right. But your friend say, hey, let's go left. And you start walking left. You didn't listen, and this is why it happened. You're stuck in the cycle. So listen to this internal guide. Trust yourself. Trust your guidance. Trust your gut feeling. Trust your I'm looking for a word, but it's like if you think or if you deeply feel, you know that is the right choice, it's because it is. Stop doubting yourself. Do it and stop asking questions. Just do it. Believe me. Sometimes it's telling you, jump in the fire, jump in the fire. You jump, but actually the fire was just like a disguise. It was just like a fake fire. And behind there's 100 virgins, and there's lakes of rivers of gold and chocolate, and all of the beautiful things that you seek and desire in your life is behind the fire. And the fire was just a test. So stop doubting and trusting your intuitive guide. Yes.
Beautiful, yeah. Thank you, man, for sharing this. And what I want to share is really related to what you say, but I don't call it a vibometer. I call it more my character or my player. And it's by connecting to my player. That's also being self-aware. Is to asking for guidance to like my player, to my not really to my soul, but sometimes you can call it God, universe, whatever. But I ask like, please, like, guide me, tell me what I need to do when I'm lost. Like sometimes there are times where I don't know what to do, I'm a bit lost, and I ask for guidance. And I don't get like a message right away. It's not like a SMS, or it's not like a Facebook. You ask a message and then you get feedback right away. Actually, sometimes you send a message, and then the universe is responding with a person, with people in your life that comes, a new person, or an event, or a new dramatic event sometimes, or like a beautiful event that comes to you and is teaching you and is giving you what you asked, or it's like showing you the way. And this is like very being self-aware about this. So I think one is very deep, and it's like this. Try.
Who resonates? Who resonates?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but yes, this is beautiful, and like try to be more self-aware about why did you meet this person, why did you go to this, why this event happened, what was the learning behind this relationship you had. For example, let's say you are in a relationship now, let's say you broke up. What was, instead of like just having the good time with a person, having like sex, etc. Okay, this is beautiful, but what was the teaching behind this person? What? Because each person is a messenger of God. Each one of you, you're a messenger of God. And when you come to me, like I ask my SMS, I send the SMS to the antenna, I send my SMS to the universe, and then I get a person in my life telling me the answer. Or I get like the Nevin coming to me. And sometimes, that happens a lot for me. And this is how I get more self-aware, and then that's how I'm guiding, I get guidance. And a bit what you said also, I will make the analogy now. I love this analogy about video games. And it's about GTA. I guess like most of you know the game. And when you're playing GTA, when you're playing a video game, you have the controller, right? You have the joysticks. And you can say, go right, go left. Or you can say, push the man. Or you can say, take the car, steal the car. You have many options in the game. But also when you play the game, it's nice because you also have missions. So you are playing and you have missions to follow. For example, go to the strip club and meet this woman. Or like go
It's a mission in GTA.
Yeah, it's a mission in GTA. Or go there and put the drug to the stuff. Well, you get it, no, from the game.
Yeah.
But you are the player, no? You're the third person, or you're behind your screen playing the game, and you have in mind the mission, what to do. But imagine now that the character is like conscious, and he could like say no, or he could like find his own way. So let's say you say to the character, go right, you put the joystick right, and the character says, no, I don't want to go right, I want to go left. And so let's say, you say the mission is like going to the strip club, and you say, let's go to the strip club. And then he says, no, I don't want to go to the strip club. The strip club is bad. I want to go to the beach and drink margaritas. And I don't say, guys, that you have to go to the script club, but I'm saying that sometimes, like going into the mission, like you have the mission, sometimes you have to ask, you have to follow the player because he knows more. He has, like in a third person, he knows more about the mission and the purpose of why you have to go there. Because maybe by going to this place, maybe you'll meet a new business opportunity. Maybe you'll meet your wife. Maybe not in the strip club, but you'll meet like
You never know.
You'll never know. Maybe you'll make a new opportunity in some places that sometimes you don't want to go. Sometimes we have like this kind of events of, oh, I don't really want to go there, but just if you see that it keeps happening to you, like sometimes if you see these flags keep coming to you, it's like, okay, maybe I should give it a try. Maybe I should give this a try, and then you see that it was maybe the most amazing guidance that you can get. So to finish, I would say, it's like asking guidance and also try after this, trying to be aware of like the events around me and the people I meet and trying to analyze the learnings I can get. This is like how I do it, and also through meditation, through being more aware of my body, how I breathe, about my energy in my body, my blood flow, etc. This also helps me to be more aware, self-aware about the body, and also it makes you to be more aware about the world. But I would say, asking guidance, as you said, it's really beautiful. It's really powerful.
Yeah. It's deep.
Yeah.
Really deep.
Yeah, no, it's beautiful. Just to like summarize it with kind of a quote, or I don't know where this came from, but we are living in a giant master class, right? And the universe is our teacher, and we're here to learn, to study. So when the universe sends us a lesson and we don't learn it, we don't pass the grade, it sends you a girlfriend, you break her heart, and then you experience bad karma, and then it sends you another girlfriend, and you do the same mistake, and you break the heart again, and then you get even more worse karma, and then you're like, oh my God, why is karma kicking my butt? It's because you're not learning the lesson. And I just invite you, next time when something happens and you say, why is this happening to me? Why? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? What is this showing me? Man, my God, my bank account is low. I feel I'm broke. Why? What is this trying to teach me? Maybe I should be a better money manager. Maybe I should get a better job. Oh my God, the relationship is horrible. I'm getting beaten by my girlfriend. I'm getting abused. Why is this happening? Why? Why is it happening? What is it trying to teach you? What lesson are you being ignorant to learning? And believe me, if I look back at my worst hours where I almost lost my life, it was because I was being taught a magical lesson that today helped me to value my life. Believe me, the worst lesson that you might be experiencing might just be the best experience that you can have. Embrace it, learn from it, accept it, breathe, smile, enjoy, smoke weed. No, don't smoke weed, but have sex, enjoy life, because there's no wrong or right. Do the wrong, do the right, and you will get feedback from the universe what's the best choice for you. Do both. Jump in the fire and get burned and know that fire burns. And jump in the lake with the clean water and know it feels good. And the only way you really know is by experiencing and by really feeling. Don't take somebody else's word for it. Experience it yourself. Because the true currency of life is not just money. It's experience.
I would like to add something on this, maybe, because we talked about the mentors, and as you said, you have also to experience yourself, but also by getting a mentor, or like a role model, that's also the powerful thing.
Powerful.
Is that you can ask already the mentor, because this person already went through all these experiences.
Yes.
They already know that the fire burns. Like you don't have to burn your hand to know that it burns. Your parents tell you. Maybe you do it. Maybe you're like, I don't trust them.
Some people are hard-headed. Yeah. They need to do it.
But let's say you see this mentor, you see this role model, you can copy or you can see the experience that this person went through, and you can also learn from it. So then you don't have to do the same mistakes. You don't have to go through the same fire things. It's always good, I think. It's always more powerful when you live it like fully, when it's like come to you and like you really experience it, like you really get the lesson much more like inside of your body. But also you can learn from people. People can teach you. They say, okay, this experience, I experienced this. I recommend you to do this. You can take it for granted. You can follow the advice, or you can also do it your way, and you will see how it comes. But this with what we talked about today is a role model, and that's why it's very powerful to have a role model or like a teacher. Is that you can? It's really a way to fast growth. It's like to really grow even faster. Yeah.
The only like a small word of not even warning that I would give to that is also just to make sure that the person, if they said that they walked on the moon, that you actually have proof as well and really can see that they walked on the moon. But what Tom says, it cannot be like more right. It's really like you can save hours and days and years of your life by getting somebody that has already done it. But it's also about finding the right person and trusting your intuition if this person is really what they say they are, if they are at where they say they are, and if they have the ability of communication, of guiding you to that destination as well. But very beautiful, 100% agree. Yeah. Yes. So some final words before we close off episode number 2. No, Flo, go.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much said everything I wanted to say. Also, for me, one of the biggest learnings or life hacks in life is, whenever you go through something, if you're asking the question why, you're asking the wrong question. It's always what. The right question always starts with what. What can I learn? What is this something trying to teach me?
Beautiful.
And yeah, I mean, what else can I say? I think we covered everything, and yeah.
I think it was
I think we can have a mini celebration so people can hear how happy
Let's go play GTA and go to the to the club and get some drinks. Thank you guys, and thank you for watching, listening. And if you like the podcast, hit the like button and subscribe, and see you in the next one.
Share with your friends, share the love, and see you in the next one. Yes.
See you next one. Thanks so much, and I hope this podcast was helpful, inspiring for you. And we wish you all the best. And feel free to reach out to us to get so we can get some feedback. And also if this helps you in a certain way.
Definitely. Yeah. We are real people. We are not AI generated. We promise. So
can you prove it?
Yeah. So please also just feel free to reach out because it helps a lot. And if you have any other questions and anything, we are here to share. We are really here to over deliver and share. So please reach out. Don't make it as if we are doing a podcast and we became these unreachable entities. It's not true. We are the same as you, just maybe a few steps ahead or even a few steps back, but we can always learn from one another. So feel free to send a message of love. We are here for you. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. Have a